Good morning, everyone. We're on part four of pistol reloading on the L&L Progressive Press. Hornandy L&L Progressive Press. In this particular case, we are reloading, as a review, 45 ACP, the 45 ACP round. And I mentioned many times before, and I'll keep on rehashing stuff over and over again, I love to reload 45. For one, the cases last forever. Well, I shouldn't say forever, but you get at least 5-6 firing easily, if not more. And it's not like a thick case like a rifle case. It's kind of thin, like and flimsy. But you still get 5 or 6 firings from one case. Another thing is with pistol, there is no, again, this is a review, there is no brass prep. No brass preparations, okay? The brass, basically you pick it up the range and you go clean it in the tumbler, then it's ready to go. I talked about the Progressive Press, like in the last video I showed you how to set up this station. So when you reload pistol, I just thought about it. It does 8 things on this Progressive Press. It does 8 things. With one pull and push of the lever, this lever right here, you do one push and pull, it does 8 things. By the way, you like my my vest I found in the garage at a garage sale? So right here, I also got these two universal holsters. This one I have a bullet puller. This one right here, I have a, can I get it out? A crescent wrench. There. You want to see me draw my bullet puller? Yeah, that was pretty fast, huh? You like that, huh? Let me see what else. Oh yeah, I got a scale here to confirm my measurements. Regular pen, Sharpie pen, primer feeder tube, primers, large pistol primer, scissors, oh that's the crescent wrench, razor blade, calipers right here, it's my calipers to measure my rounds, paper towels, and I also have a notepad too, so just in case. Alright, so let's go back to this Progressive Press right here. Okay, we're going to review a little bit. I talked about it last time. Alright, so I have my 45 bullets here, these beautiful 45 bullets, full metal jacket, 230 grains. And the review, a United States quarter of $1, the coin, it weighs 88 grains. So this is 230 grains. Almost 3 times the weight of a quarter. Got my 45 clean cases. See how it has the old primer in there? We got to take that out. This thing will do it. So it's all ready to go. One thing we got to do is we got to fill the feeder, the primer feeder, right? So in the last video, I showed you how to set up the primer feeder. To set up this press, of course, you need dies for 45 specific dies. You got to set up the powder drop to drop the correct amount of powder. You have to change the base plate for 45, change the primer feeder tray to 45, and this tube, internal tube right here, that's got to be a 45 tube. Large pistol, or just a large tube, because there's only 2 tubes, small and large. Large is for large rifle primer and large pistol primer. Okay, let's pick up, let me show you how to do fill up the tube real quick. Okay, so let's fill up the tube real quick. Let's get our primer. So I'm going to need a flip tray. Where did I put my flip tray? Oh yeah, right here. Let me get my flip tray. Primer flipper. Primer flipper. All right, that's my primer flipper. Grab a large box. A box of large pistol primer. I'm going to need this right here. I'm going to need this primer pickup tube. Let's see if it's the right way. Ah, it's the wrong way. You'll see what I'm talking about. So right here's the primers, right? The new primers. So I got to get it to flip it. So I really need 2 flip trays. That's okay. I'll figure something out. Ah, right here. I'll use this notepad right here. So you're gonna flip it this way. Now the primers are right on the notepad now. See? Most of them are pointing the right or wrong direction. But I got 3 that's pointing the correct direction. So this is how you pick up the primers with this tube. See that? So I have 3 that are the correct direction, so I'm going to just pick up those 3. See that? I just push down, and the primer is in there in the correct direction. And then I'm going to get my flip tray to put the others in the correct direction. Just go upside down. Boom! You like that? How's that engineering skills? You got to make do with whatever tools you have. Okay, let's pick up the rest. You guys probably don't want to see me pick up the rest. So we'll just put this aside right here. And since I know it's right there, I know it's large pistol. You know, maybe I even get one of these out here. Just put it right there. Oh, actually I have one right here. Just get one of these, put it right there. Let me know it's large pistol. Because you're going to walk away. If I accidentally walk away, I'm going to forget what primers those are. Put this back in my holster. I mean my vest. Okay. Alright, let's fill up the primer tube. So this is the primer tube right here. This piece right here. This right here is a primer indicator. When it goes all the way down to the flag, it means that the tube is empty. Also, the cool thing about this indicator, it jams up the primer feeder so I can't even work the press. Which is good, because I'm out of primers, right? So you can see, it has primer there, because the flag is not down. Flag is right there. Right? Okay, let me show you how to put in the primers. Hopefully it doesn't overfill. You just put it right there. There's a safety pin here. Just put it in, and it drops in. And it didn't overfill. Let's see how... Yeah, now it's close to the top. Look how far that flag is up, right? See that flag? Right there? The flag. The black flag. The pirate flag. So, yeah, that means it's... And then I'll put this safety pin back so I don't lose it. Put it, feed it in my vest. Right here. You like that? You like my setup? There you go. Probably put it this way, be better. The safer side. Okay. Got my vest. Alright, let's work the progressive press now. So as you said, let's review. It's going to do... The first die is going to do 2 things at once. Maybe over here. Yeah, I think that will work. Okay, the first die right here, this position 1. Just put the shell plate in. Position 1. Can you see the dies? So the dies are on top right there, right? Yeah, that's a good view right there. Alright, so that's position 1. As you can see, has the old primer in there. Put it in position 1. First thing I'm going to do is resize and decap. That's station number 1. Once it gets to station 2 right here, just push in to put in the new primer. Wait, it's not feeding, which is... Oh, look at that. Small pistol. What? I don't know what idiot did this, man. So traditional 45 is large pistol primer. That's a small pistol primer. Like the 9mm uses small pistol primer. So that's why I didn't see. All right, so we got to start over again. I have a whole bunch of these small pistol primer because I bought some online, and like 10% of the bag had small pistol primers in there. So it looks like it went through my... I thought I separated them, but I guess I didn't because the one went through. All right, let's do another one. As you can see, that one at least is a large primer. All right, resize. You know, one thing, when we resize, though, we should take out the calipers and measure after the resize. Let's see what the case length is, right? So let's do that. But before I do that, let me prime it. See, that time I pushed in, it primed, right? So the old primer got knocked out, and look at that. The new primer is in. Okay, let's look in the manual and pull out the calipers. Okay. Again, you got to have a source for all your numbers, right? Right? I mean, some people use Fox News to get their information. Some people use Siri, you know, or Google. Apple and Google, Siri, they're all the same. Their point is to misdirect. But it's okay, you know, for reloading information, they're probably accurate, right? But if you ask them about the moon landing, you're not going to get accurate information. You know, Google, Siri, their job is to misdirect. Their job is to get the herd, which is us, because we're sheep, we're herd animal, we're monkeys, we're sheep, to get us going in a certain direction. Don't be a black sheep like me that just wanders off, right? You're going to get in trouble, right? And you guys want to stay out of trouble. So we're going to go reload. Again, I have it all bookmarked. I know which one. 45 automatic again. So I'm reading the manual. It says bullet diameter 0.451 inch. I went over this right here. Maximum coal, which is cartridge length, is 1.275 inch. We don't have a cartridge yet to measure. So, but we do have a case. The case after the resize should be between 0.893 and 8.98. Again, you're only going to confirm it one time on the Progressive Press. I already know all these are in spec because I have my dies already set up with the Lee quick bushing die. So they're kind of, they can't really go out of whack. I mean the Hornandy Lock-N-Load bushings, right? I actually should show you that next. So let's do that next. But let me get my calipers in my handy vest. Calipers. I'm going to leave them on the table instead of the vest. And now I'm going to pull it out. Leave the manual right there. I never store the battery in the calipers because the reason for that is because this thing drains the battery fast when it's in there. It shouldn't, but it does. See? All right. Let's put it in inches. Let's zero it. Put it in inches. All right. Remember what I said? I even forgot what I said. 8.93 inches to 8.98. So after resize, we are 8.90. So it's a little bit under, right? It wants 8.893 minimum, 0.898 maximum. But after resize, I'm only at 0.8905. So I'm under the minimum. If you're anal, you throw it away. But I've resized so many 45 and shot so many 45. Again, 45 cases, no case prep needed. You just clean them, and they're ready to go into Progressive Press. The dies, the cases do not get stuck in the die. You don't use lube. You know, it's so easy, right? So I have no problem using this brass. As a matter of fact, even if it's 0.888, I still will use it because the 45 is so easy to reload with. The tolerances are high. The home defense tool will still cycle properly, okay? So I'm not worried about it because I have 10,000 rounds experience, right? And again, my reloads, you can trust the reloads of Eric von Cartman, right? Don't trust other people's reload unless their name is Eric von Cartman. Then you can trust his reloads. All right, so let's go back to our progressive press. Okay, remember what station we put it at. It has no powder in it, right? So we're gonna go right here. You can see the press. You can see the dies. Okay. It was in this station right here. There's no primer right there because this will not feed the primer until it comes down. The ram comes down. Get a new case in station number 1. Again, this press does 8 things at one time, right? But not yet because we don't have the shell plate full yet. All right, this one's going to resize. This die right here, this die right here, this is going to resize. This one is going to go to the powder drop. Now it dropped the powder. I'm trying to work the camera. Is that a good angle? Yeah, I think that's a good angle. Okay, so that one dropped the powder. Prime it. See, it primed really easy. It pushed in easy. So this one's prime. New case, 45. You know, now I'm going to check to see if it's a large pistol. Okay. Then the next station right here. Let me see. This is the bullet, the powder check. It's really important because remember what I told you? In a rifle case, you're feeling the powder almost all the way up to the case. But a pistol, you're only feeling it like, well, in this case, for 45, you're feeling it about 20%. So you can still double charge a case, meaning like twice the amount of powder. And you know what happens? You put twice the amount of powder, boom! Your gun's going to blow up. Right? So be careful with that, right? So watch this. I still got to resize this one. So this one's going to resize. This one right here, this case right here, will go in the powder drop. And this case on the outside right there is going to go in the powder check. So let's do that. See how it went up to that line right there? That means it's properly charged. You hear it knocking out the old case, that ding. You know, the old primer, right? It's knocking it out. When you come down like this, don't forget to prime that case, okay? So push in every time you come down. Once you do this a while, you kind of remember it. Because if there's no primer in there, then you're going to spill powder. Okay, so now there's 4 shells in here. The next station is the bullet seating die. So now I got to have a bullet ready. Okay, so I did prime it. You know, you can do it again just to double check. There's a primer in there. Be conscious of the powder check. Prime. Okay, last station. It's going to crimp. But remember, have a bullet in your hand ready. You're going to seat the bullet. Powder check. Make sure you prime. Okay, now we have a completed cartridge. So this one crimped. This die right here put a crimp around the bullet. So now we got to check our measurements again. For reloading, I love the Hornandy reloading manual. Right? I know a lot of you people, you kids, you love Google. You women too. And you women and kids love Google, you know. It's easy, right? I'm old school. I love books. Hornady reloading manual. You know, this is a really old manual, right? It's like from the 90s or something. So it doesn't have a data for the stuff like 300 blackout. But it's okay. I wrote it down, you know. So it says cartridge maximum COL. And notice it doesn't have a minimum COL, and there's a reason for that. If you know how to read, right? But you kids will Google, right? So you kids don't read. All right, let's look it up. 1.270 inches. This caliper can do millimeter, inches, and another measurement I never heard of. Okay, so the cartridge overall length, 1.265. So it's under the maximum. Okay, so we're good to go. One more thing that I forgot. Let me see. Do I have? Oh, man. I'm missing my 45 case gauge. Oh, here it is. Yeah, right here. It was in my vest. So this right here is a gauge for 45. Now watch this. When you put in a shell that hasn't been resized yet, okay, that one fit in, so that was a bad example. But some of these, so that was probably a subsonic. You know, he was shooting a chamber that was in spec, but some of these chambers are so out of whack. Like this one doesn't even fit in, right? So this chamber, whatever shell this chamber came from, whatever home defense tool that shell came from, that chamber is a little bit out of whack, okay? But that's okay, as long as its cycle is fine. Handgun, you don't really care about accuracy, right? You should never shoot a handgun, a pistol, more than 10 yards, right? Because most of the time they're going to be used 10 foot, right? So 10 yards is 30 foot. And most garages are about 30, two-car garage about 30 foot across, if not 20 foot across, right? So that's that. So see, this is a case gauge. You want it to fit in here. See, it just drops in. It always should just drop in this gauge, because this gauge simulates the chamber of a barrel, right? So see how it just drops in? Real easy. The case got to be flush. There's a go and no go. I mean, I'm sorry. There's a high and low. So if it's too high, your resizing die is not set up properly. When it's too low, your resizing die is not set up properly, right? Primer is always got to be nice and flush, right? But then again, it won't eject from the feeder tray if it's not fairly flush. Well, actually, it still will eject from the feeder tray, even if it's a little bit not flush, right? But if it's too much, it won't eject. So this one's nice and flush. This one's all ready. Case gauge. Let me put it back so I remember. Oh, yeah, I'm going to put it in this pocket right here. This little pocket right there. Oh, man, it don't fit. Oh, yeah, it fits in that pocket. Barely. It sticks out, but that's fine. It's secured in there. All right, man, I love this vest, man. Just gotta have a format where I keep stuff. All right, let's go back to reloading. We're about done here, you know? I mean, I kind of just showed you the whole process. All right? Right? So let's do it, right? So I already have a case in there. The only thing I need is a bullet. Make sure it's prime, always, and it is. See, something got stuck. Okay, the primer wasn't seated all the way. Powder check, good. Completed round done. New case. Prime. And that prime pretty easy. Get the bullet ready. Seat the bullet. Once you get a flow going, it works pretty good. Hopefully there's no small pistol cases in there. Okay, this one's not seating. So I already screwed up. Yep, a small pistol. Idiots, man. I don't know what idiot did that. What genius thought a traditional 45 ACP should always be a large pistol? What idiot did that? I have no idea. You know what happened? They were probably, some factory was probably whoever. Let me see who made this. I'm blind right now. Yeah, this is a company I never heard of. They were probably out of large pistol primer, so that a lot of small pistols. They say, oh, screw it, we'll use small pistol. So we'll make our brass to be small pistol. It's okay. I'll trade somebody for small pistol. All right, I'm just going to complete the rest of these three. I'm going to go back through all my batches, make sure. Actually, I'll just look before I put it in the tray. I'll look if it's large pistol. I thought I got it all, but it's obvious I didn't. Now, you know, when you're just doing one thing, you can feel the little bit of pressure, right? So when you're just doing one of the dies, you can feel the pressure, right? You can feel some kind of give, right? But when you're doing 5, you feel a little more, right? Because it all 5 things it's exponentially gets, well, linearly gets harder, right? You kids need to know exponential and linear, okay? So that's another math term that you kids don't know. So you have to, but with 45, I'm using no case loop, and I never get stuck, guys. It's so easy, it's so easy to reload 45, and you saw how difficult military brass is and rifle reloading is, okay? And I didn't even show you how to, I talked about case prep for rifle, but I never showed you the steps. And I'll do that in another video one of these days. So basically this is done. Glorious 45 rounds. You know, some guys are anal, they'll check their measurements like every 100 rounds to make sure the equipment is still spitting out good numbers. I'm telling you, I never have to check this. It's like it's always the same. And I put them in my ammo can, my 50 cal ammo can. Oh, one thing I forgot to talk about was the Hornandy Lock-N-Load press. Oh yeah, forgot what holster so I still got to learn my equipment, right? I still got to learn where I put my crescent wrench. So crescent wrench was in this holster right there. So one thing about the Hornandy Lock-N-Load, these are Lee dies. So this is a Lee powder drop. The Lee powder drop, it's very inexpensive, and it has these plates, and you move the plates over so it gets a certain volume, and that volume will give me 4.6 grains of tight group. That's what I'm using, powder tight group. The powder check die is RCBS. The resizing die is Lee. The crimp die is Lee. And the powder seat die is Lee. So I have it already set up for 45, so I don't need to do it. When I drop it in the press, I don't need to screw nothing in because it's on these collars. They call them bushings, right? So it just drops in the press, and then just one turn to tighten. One thing I found out about Lee, though, for some reason the Lee die won't work with this, but there is a fix. You can't use the Lee lock ring. You got to use the Hornady lock ring because it's smaller. Not just that, the Hornady lock ring, I mentioned it before, it's a real lock ring because it has an Allen screw where you totally lock the ring. So this ring will never move. There's a chance these rings can shift, the Lee ring, the Lee lock ring, but they never have. Again, just drop in and 45 degrees. All right, put my crescent wrench back in my holster. You like that? 2 universal holster. You know, holsters are good for tools. You could just put like a lot of holsters around. You have like a mallet, a hammer, yeah. Universal holster. Don't get custom fit. Don't pay $200 for a holster just to put like a bullet puller. You know what I mean? Like go to a garage sale and get them for $5, right? Like this one. See, this one's holding my bullet puller. All right, so now I think we're done. You know, I promised 6 videos. I only gave you 5. Don't worry. The next video, I'll find something to talk about. Right? So I haven't been reviewing my videos. I just upload them, right? And maybe I should go back and watch some of them. This one's half-hour long, so it's pretty long. All right? Well, it's 29 minutes, it says right now. All right, guys. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. You know, it's nice to be satanic and pagan. Celebrate these pagan holidays like spring break, like Christmas, you know. These are all Easter. They're all pagan holidays, all right? So, hey, we all sin, man. We all live on this earth. If you're not a sinner, it's like you're going to be murdered by the sinners, all right? So, monkey see, monkey do. We have to copy every other monkey around us, celebrate Christmas, so nobody kills us, okay? I love you all. Merry Christmas.